Welcome. You'll call the Common Council meeting to order of June 16th, 2026. Roll call, please.
Alderwoman Haas is excused. Alderman Lorik is excused. Alderman Ritz.
Here.
Marshall. Here. Gale.
Here.
Guzikowski.
Here.
Great. I'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Marcia, if you could lead us there.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Marcia, I'm sorry. I thought he said Marshall.
I would never call you Lisa by your last name. Just a point of order here today. I will maintain my right to vote on behalf of the residents of the 5th District tonight as we go forward. So with that said, we'll look for item number 3 is approval of minutes from the June 2nd, 2026 meeting. Take a peek at your packet and note any corrections, deletions, additions, notations. When you're ready, I'll take a motion on that.
Fritz will move to approve the minutes of 6/2/26.
Marshall, second.
Great, roll call, please.
Alderwoman Marshall. Aye. Gale.
Aye.
Guzikowski.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Great. Item number 4 under recognition is presentation of National Award of Excellence or redesigned current magazine. There we go. Wow.
Yes, I know. It's pretty cool. So we are really proud to present this award of excellence to the city of Oak Creek for the redesign of the current magazine. So again, this is what it looks like. We entered the Communicators Award hosted by the Academy of Interactive and Visual Arts. It's a contest that's an international competition honoring excellence and effectiveness and innovation in communications. And this was actually the brainchild of Marketing and Communications Director Marcia Ware, and landed in my lap within days of starting last year. But thanks to her vision, I quickly got up to speed as we merged the old Oak Creek Current and the Acorn into one magazine. And I really could not be prouder of the final result. And I think it gets better with each and every issue. And of course, it wouldn't be possible without the help of the Oak Creek Franklin Joint School District and MATC Oak Creek. But really, honestly, it's such a privilege to tell the city's stories in a way that's both visually compelling and engaging to read. And in each edition, I discover fascinating new things and meet some amazing people who make our city truly unique. And as this award proves, we're doing great work. And in fact, we're going to get the proofs for the August edition any day now. And every time we have an edition that's due, it's a huge undertaking. But thanks to Marcia's guidance and every department in the city, we've developed a process that works and a product that resonates with residents. So this is for you guys. Oh, there we go. Here, I'll hold it properly. Great, and then we also have a little award like this too, so we can put this in our awards case. So there you go.
Great, thank you. Congratulations to you. That is a fantastic, it's been a long time, very stable and productive piece of literature the city produces, and in its new iteration, it really does a nice job of making things aware for citizens and everyone involved. So, anybody else for commentary?
I can't underscore the importance of communication, so that's great.
I love the layout.
Same. And the ink doesn't smell anymore.
Oh, yeah.
For you. It did. It did have a smell. Great. All right. We'll move on. New business then. Item number 5 is then resolution approving the special warranty deeds between CR Oak Creek Land 2 LLC and the City of Oak Creek. Christie or Matt or you? Melissa? All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, Council. I am actually speaking to the next 3.5 pieces. Our Assistant City Administrator, City Engineer will probably speak to the infrastructure agreement under number 8. In any event, you have seen a number of pieces of this project, 8A Phase 2. So these are the final steps for, which I have reviewed with staff, additionally to first, under this item, effectuate a land swap. Under our tree preservation ordinance, we are ensuring that the city is going to convey property to the developer. The developer is going to convey certain property to us. It is not an equal swap. We currently own 12 acres, and we are keeping 6.4 of that property, and we are additionally gaining 10.2 acres, and this will be ultimately with the newly approved CSM, retaining for the city the corner of 27th and Putes, the hard corner. So that is the first item. Second item, well, however you want to do it.
Continuity, you guys want to just have Melissa spell out the first three items and move on that? Okay, great.
The second item is cleanup as well. This is an amendment to the access agreement. So given part of phase 2, we need to essentially move this easement to ensure that we have everything in place to accommodate what is necessary for the next part of the development. And then number 3, same thing, water main easement. This is a new piece, but that is part of the public infrastructure, which is the subject of the next item. So we need to have an easement agreement with the developer, which is 2 LLCs and then the city of Oak Creek. So I can certainly expand on it. It's interesting to, I know quite a number of us for going through these details. The development team, their council has been very assistive in trying to keep this going in terms of, frankly, providing information, facilitating what needs to be done, and ensuring that the city's covered for what we've been asking for as we negotiated these pieces. So, happy to try to answer any questions.
Great, any addition from Andrea, anything to add? Matt, Christie, anything else to add? Questions from council on any of these items? Otherwise, we'll take them in order as they generally seem to be relative. Housekeeping, no matter extensive amount of work, they're generally housekeeping, right? All right. If you guys want to move on item number 5, we'll take that when you're ready.
All right, number 5. Consider Guzikowski recommends that the common council accept resolution number 12694-06166 approving the special warranty deeds between Sierra Oak Creek Land 2 LLC and the city of Oak Creek.
Marshall will second.
Okay, thank you. Roll call, please.
Alderman Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall. Aye.
Great. We'll accept the same for item number 6 then, in order.
Guzikowski makes a motion that the common council accept resolution number 12695-061-626, approving the amendment to access easement agreement between Sierra Oak Creek Land LLC and Sierra Oak Creek Land 2 LLC and the city of Oak Creek.
Marshall will second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Alderman Guzekowski.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall. Aye. Gale.
Aye. We'll move quickly on item 7 then, same thing, Goose, if you wouldn't mind.
Guzikowski makes a motion for that common council accept resolution 12696-061-626, approving the water main easement agreement between Sierra Creek Land 2 LLC and Sierra Oak Creek Land LLC and the city of Oak Creek.
Marshall will second.
Okay, thank you. Roll call, please.
Alderman Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall. Aye. Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Great, thank you. Item 8 then is a resolution to consider approving the Hayday Oak Creek Phase 2 Infrastructure Development Agreement.
Thank you, Alderman Gale. I'll take that. Assistant City Administrator and City Engineer Matt Sullivan. Before you is that resolution adopting the development agreement between the city and Hayday Oak Creek Phase 2 infrastructure. So this development agreement really only covers the water main. Everything else is going to be private storm sewer, private sanitary. This kind of coincides with that water main easement that we just approved. Be happy to answer any questions, but we're at this point now, ready for the development agreement, and we're working through our stormwater maintenance, other portions of the stormwater, and hope to have that in front of you very shortly.
Questions, discussion? All right, I'll take a motion on item 8 then.
Guzekowski makes a motion to accept resolution number 12697 dash 061626, approving the Hayday Oak Creek Phase 2 Infrastructure Development Agreement.
Marshall, second.
Okay, thank you. Roll call, please.
Alderwoman Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Thank you. Item 9 is to consider concurring with the mayor's reappointment to the library board as listed for Karen Ums. Karen's been around for decades. The reappointment.
I believe since the early 90s.
Decades.
There's nothing in
She's a
here.
dedicated soul that way.
That would be my
Lisa, you want to take that?
Yeah, Marshall will move to concur with the mayor's reappointment for Karen Ohms for the library board for a 3-year term to expire 6 of 2029.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Aye.
Great. Moving on to Public Works and Utility, item 10 then is consider a motion to waive all city building inspection impact fees for the underground facilities rehabilitation project construction. Brian,
Good evening.
how you doing? Welcome.
Good. Brian Johnson, Director of Utilities. This is a request to waive the inspection fees, impact fees for the underground facilities project going on at the water treatment plant. This is consistent with other city projects and past utility projects. The last utility project was in '08 with the expansion down there. The same thing happened. Same thing with fire station and city hall building. So, got to come to the people with all the power to get my approval.
Anything from administration to add? Otherwise, questions for Brian or anything?
I have none.
Seems to be the standard operating procedure when it comes to big projects for involving city operations. Take a motion that on item number 10.
Marshall will move to waive all city building inspection and impact fees for the underground facilities rehabilitation project construction, project number 22118.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Guzekowski.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye. Thanks, Brian. Item 11 then is consider resolution approving a hold harmless and indemnity agreement with Joseph E. Bresgel regarding the property located at 8312 South Palomino Court.
That's me again.
Oh, that's you?
That's me again.
There you go.
Brian Johnson, Director of Utilities. Resident came forward and asking to replace a fence. At that time it was discovered they also have a retaining wall that is in the easement, been in place for a long time. They're trying to make it correct. So there's requested a hold harmless on the retaining wall that's in the easement. So if the water main does blow up or something happens to the water main, we could get to it. All the liability is on the homeowner, not the utility, for the damage or cost to replace that retaining wall. The grading in the backyard is the problem with this. The whole backyard's been graded out level, so that retaining wall holds all that back. So they'd have to tear up the entire backyard to change the fence and remove the retaining wall. So didn't see a need for all that since it's been there probably 10 years.
Anything, Goose?
No.
Okay, sounds reasonable compromise.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I'll take motion then on item 11.
Marshall recommends common council adopt resolution number 12698-061626, a resolution approving a hold harmless and indemnity agreement with Joseph E. Braxel regarding the property located at 8312 South Palomino Court.
Guzekowski will second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Alderman Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Under community development, then we'll consider ordinance to create subsection 10.41 sub A sub 20 pertaining to stopping or parking prohibited in certain specified places of the municipal code. Christie?
Thank you, members of the common council. Christy Lane, Community Development Director. Chapter 10 ordinance is not a chapter that I'm typically meddling in. However, the topic of providing some sort of regulation for vehicles, typically a food truck, although that word is not necessarily used in this ordinance, but vehicles that, sell and vend and peddle and solicit and otherwise conduct sales in the right-of-way is a regulation that belongs in Chapter 10, as that is the parking and vehicle regulation chapter. So this conversation started in a small leadership training SLT meeting several months ago, and talked about how can we regulate these types of vehicles in the right-of-way for safety and property use purposes. And we saw fit that the best place to regulate that would be in Chapter 10. So the proposed ordinance before you is one sentence adding paragraph 20, which states that vehicles are prohibited in specified places from which an operator, occupant, or owner of such vehicles engaged in vending, peddling, soliciting, or otherwise conducting the sale or distribution of goods, wares, or merchandise. And you hopefully are seeing in your packet, there is a revised version. Since the publication of the packet, red word revised in the top right corner, we did add 6 words at the request of various departments to add except as otherwise may be provided. And the reason that is added is because we have transient merchants that may possibly be provided a license in which they are operating in the right-of-way. And so, or example, food trucks in Drexel Town Square. We have a special event or something like that. So those extra words are added just to cover other situations that may have a license in which we don't necessarily need to or want to prohibit that. So with that being said, the draft ordinance before you ultimately does regulate for safety and property use concerns that are listed in your packet, the operation of essentially food trucks in the right-of-way. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Questions for Christie?
Just to be clear, 20 is what was added in this?
Yep, correct. Paragraph 20 is added.
Okay.
Great, thanks, Christie. We will entertain a motion then on item 12.
Marshall will move to adopt ordinance number 3160, an ordinance to create subsection 10.41 subsection A, paragraph 20, pertaining to the stopping or parking prohibited in certain specified places of the municipal code.
Guzekowski will second.
Do roll call.
Alderwoman Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Moving on, item 13 then is consider approving a certified survey map dividing the property at 8461 South 13th Street. Christie?
Thank you, members of the Common Council. Christy Lane, Community Development Director. This is a certified survey map to split an existing 1.59 acre parcel on the west side of 13th Street, right next to the middle school. And they'll split the parcel into 4 pretty even lots. Lots 1, 2, and 3, starting from the south, will all be 16,000 square feet or 0.36 acres. And then the largest lot that remains on the northern end is just shy a bit bigger at 0.42 acres. The parcels do meet the size restrictions of the zoning code. There is a foundation that currently sits on the northern part of this lot. Per the inspection department, that foundation will need to be removed if and when someone pulls a permit to construct a house, but these will be single-family lots. And the Plan Commission did review this proposal at their meeting last week and recommended approval to the Common Council. If you have any further questions, I'm happy to answer them.
What's the zoning for the
Oh.
residential? I just don't see it. I looked through.
RS3,
RS3. Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
Christie, the developer intends to develop these him or herself, or
Actually,
sell them individually?
unusually, this developer has stated that they're going to develop all 4 lots. The reason I know that is because the second condition is that we receive a comprehensive grading plan from the developer. Normally, you wouldn't be able to get that when you have 4 individual property owners, but in this case, it's one developer owns the parcel as it is today and intends to build all 4 lots out.
thing? I mean, driving by that, I was irritated again today on how ridiculous that lot looks. I'm happy to see there's something productive gonna happen on it, so. Anything else from anybody else? Great, I'll take a motion then on item 13.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Jim.
Fritz moves to adopt resolution number 12701-061626, approving a certified survey map dividing the property at 8461 South 13th Street.
Marshall, second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Alderman Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Aye.
Thank you. Moving on to engineering, item 14 then is a motion to consider approving the stormwater engineering and consulting services contract between the City of Oak Creek and Aries Associates, Inc. Matt?
Thank you, Alderman Gale. Matt Sullivan, Assistant City Administrator and City Engineer. Before you is that resolution to approve stormwater engineering consulting services contract. If you can remember, back in 2023 is when we first brought this type of contract with consultant before you, and that was when our specialist retired at that point. We felt it would be advantageous for us to get those technical expertise from another consulting area instead of we were having some issues retaining those services through open position and advertising. The contract was for 2 years. We were able to extend it a little bit longer. At this point, we're past due on our contract, and we felt it necessary to once again go out and search for another firm, or maybe the same firm at that time. From what we understand now is the consultant, the staff member that works for the consultant that we currently have has actually resigned their position, has moved on to another position with Waukesha County. So this kind of all fits in together, works real well. So we received actually 10 proposals, which was very good. 3 or 4 of them were very strong. We ended up choosing Ayers through 4 of us out of engineering department that reviewed it. We just felt like they provided a greater depth, I guess, in the number of staff and personnel that were available to the city with different expertise. We're looking to maybe expand this a little bit, role as far as assisting the city as we expand our stormwater ponds and our ditches. We're trying to look at potentially having that ability to maybe bring on the consultant and look a little deeper. As far as cost, it's very similar to the one we're under right now as far as hourly rates. So we're looking probably anywhere from 150 to 220. Typically we see about 190. I decided to look back on 2024 through 2026 right now. And they kind of vary. So in 2024, we spent about $24,000 for a consultant. 75% of that was just general fees for us, and then 25% were given to developers. In 2025, we had a greater need, 54,000 is what we spent, but we also had several projects that kind of popped up. If you remember the Oakwood box culvert failure, they did all the work under that general part, and we had a few other contracts, but 56% was general. About 18% was to developers, and actually 24% was the CIP projects. So we kind of gained that expertise there, and we were able to basically respond to some of the things that we weren't prepared for. So far in 2026, we've spent roughly 13,000. 62% of that is general, and 37% has been to developers. So it kind of fluctuates depending on really what's being developed and what's going on throughout the city. But we feel that this is a need. It helps balance our workload and getting through, and then also responding to the need of developers and their stormwater maintenance as we go through those. So I'd be happy to answer any questions in regards to AIR's proposal and our recommendation.
I appreciate the data from the last couple years, because, I mean, that shows we wouldn't have been able to retain a physical person to do that work for this kind of money, even at the high end at 54,000. And then if you're saying that AIRS is gonna even, depth of expertise is gonna help us with some things.
Yeah, I think this is overall, Phil was a great resource, but I think this is a nice lateral into this kind of way to secure services for this very specific need. Strong resumes and very, very strong experience from this firm. So I think they'll do a nice job for us, hopefully. Anything else for the cause? Otherwise, we'll take a motion then on 14.
Marshall will move to approve resolution 12699-061626, approving the stormwater engineering and consulting services contract between the City of Oak Creek and AIRS Associates.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call.
Alderman Guzekowski.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye. Item 15 is then to consider resolution approving the architectural and engineering services contract between the City of Oak Creek and Keeney Architects LLC for the 2026 facilities improvements in the amount of $23,520.
Thank you, Alderman Gale. Before you is that resolution for the architect and engineering services. So in the budget for 2026, there were two projects that were identified and approved. One was for Fire Station 3, and that was the addition of offices and maybe a hallway to kind of split their training area versus some of their offices that they have for their upper staff. Right now, it's kind of bothersome in when they're training and the officers are coming in and out of their office space. So we're kind of looking at that. And then there was the administrative support supervisor office space they were going to improve on, and that was more of an efficient flow work. Both of those were approved. We felt it would be advantageous if we had one architect engineering firm under contract to basically manage both of these projects as far as design, going through DSPS, and then actually assisting us through construction. We anticipate construction to start later this year or early in 2027, just due to the timing. We've worked with Chief Kresick and then our administrative group, Carrie and Sarah, to get to this point. We received 3 proposals for this. We had 5 people review it, 2 from fire station, myself, and then 2, Sarah and Carrie. It was unanimous in regards to Keeney. All of our scores were roughly the same. Our rankings were the same. They were a clear winner. And currently we actually have them under contract for Fire Station 2. So it is actually a good fit. They did a lot of good work for us down at DPW. So they are familiar with the city and how we function. We think this is a good recommendation, and I'd be happy to answer any questions in regards to this particular proposal and this resolution.
Any discussion, questions for Matt?
Been in a couple meetings with them, and they always come prepared.
Yeah, I agree.
Good way to stretch your staff. outside folks providing expertise. All right, take a motion on 15.
Ritz moves to adopt resolution number 12700-061626, approving the architectural and engineering services contract between the City of Oak Creek and Cooney Architects LLC for 2026 facility improvements in the amount of $23,520.
Guzekowski will second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Moving on, going to consider a motion to award the Stone Gate Drainage Channel Improvements Project to the lowest responsible bidder, CW Pocoro, and the estimated cost of $106,400 and to transfer $50,000 from the Stormwater Utility Fund.
Thank you, Alderman Gale. Before you is that motion to award this contract. So to give you a little background, in 1960s, the channel was created along with this existing concrete weir. It has, over the past probably 3 or 4 years, experienced significant wear and actually is starting to undermine in several areas and creating very unsafe conditions. At this point, we felt it would be necessary to bring a project forward. This was approved actually in 2025 budget. We worked through with our stormwater consultant at the time to go with our plans and produce plans in permitting through the DNR. It did take several months to get through the DNR permitting process because it is a stream. It does have water running all the time. So there's several requirements in regards to the construction and when that can happen. We wanted to make sure we had our permitting and everything in order before we put it out to bid. We recently put this out to bid. We did receive 4 bids, which we were a little surprised at, a little bit more than we expected. They did range from 106 to 260, I believe. So we had a wide range. Our budget was about 85,000 is what we estimated. I think there's some challenges that we just didn't expect as far as being able to get in there and actually construct and having that access. That is one of our challenges, and I think that did cause some changes in our bidding. Our stormwater utility fund is very healthy, so transferring of that money does make sense to me in regards to managing this and actually getting this done. So we're going to remove the weir and we're going to go to a natural bottom. So we're going to do some grading, a lot of shaping, bringing in stone, and creating more of that natural way. That is actually the proposed way and the recommended way from the DNR. As we go through these things, we're starting to remove all the concrete lining, getting more of a natural channel for the environment, fish, other wildlife. So I'd be happy to answer any questions. This contract probably won't start for a month or so, but it's a local company, CW Pocoro, that had the lowest bid. We've had other contracts and worked with them before, and they're excellent contractors.
Are there, obviously they're gonna have to probably have some decent sized equipment in there.
That's the challenge. You have a 20-foot access easement. That's as large as you're going to get in there, so it's going to be smaller equipment.
Is it?
Smaller equipment to remove it out of there. It's between 2 homes. That's our access point. So it's very restrictive in how on type of equipment to go in and out.
And there any backyards or homes impacted by activity anticipated?
It'll be between the 2 homes. So the 2 homes that have that easement that runs between them, 10 feet on each side of the property line, are the ones that will be impacted. We've talked to one resident and reaching out to the second one. They understand it. They have to restore it to existing conditions, which will probably be sod or some other form as we go through that. In the rear yards, we won't be doing anything in the rear, so we'll only be going through that access part. And the channel itself is within city property. That work.
Making sure that folks are notified so they know what's going on.
Yeah, we're trying to have face-to-face conversations. We don't want to do it through letters or email. We want to be able to actually answer any questions and work with them.
Jimmy, anything else?
How did the DNR, how were they to work with on this?
This was actually pretty smooth. It just takes a little bit to get through their review process to make sure that all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. So we feel very confident with this and moving forward.
Curious for the next subdivision down the way. You're gonna have to work on. That's, no other questions.
Anything else? All right, then I'll take a motion on item 16.
Ritz moves to award the Stonegate Drainage Channel Improvements Project to the lowest responsible bidder, CW Propero, at the estimated cost of $106,400, and to transfer $50,000 from the Stormwater Utility Fund.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call?
Alderwoman Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Great, thank you, Matt. Moving on to License Committee, we're going to consider a motion to approve the various license requests as listed in the June 16th, 2026 License Committee report. I'll turn that over to Alderman Ritz.
Thank you, Alderman Gill. Included in your packet is the various license requests. Please look it over and let me know if you have any questions. Hearing no questions, Ritz moves to approve the various license requests as listed on the 6/16/26 License Committee report.
Marshall, second.
Roll call?
Alderman Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Vendor summary report, item 18, we're going to consider a motion to approve the June 10th, 2026 vendor summary report in the amount of $877,950.28. Take a peek at the notations there. If any questions, throw them out there to staff, and we'll go from there. Otherwise, we'll take a motion on item 18.
Ritz moves to approve the June 10th, 2026 vendor summary report in the amount of $877,950.28.
Marshall, second.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Guzekowski.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye. Already looking at this next one. Okay, item 19, because we're going to take a week or a cycle off in early July, we're going to have to authorize everyone to pay the bills in our absence. So, resolution or item 19 then will be authorizing the payment of bills, debts, and obligations. Basically, giving the keys to the kingdom while we're gone.
Marshall.
Yeah, sorry. Thanks.
Marshall will move to adopt resolution 12693-061626, a resolution authorizing payment of bills, debts, and obligations.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call.
Alderman Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Jimmy, you got this? You saw this addendum, all right?
Are you gonna read it?
Yeah, we'll move on then. Item 20, in addition to the addendum, in addition to the common council agenda earlier this week. Item 20 then is to consider a motion to authorize the city administrator to engage McMahon Public Safety and Municipal Management for interim public works staffing, executive recruitment, and organizational analysis services in the amount not to exceed $75,000. Who's that, Andrew?
Take that one, thank you. Council members, appreciate your flexibility with issuing this addendum and getting this material to you with hopefully a chance to thoroughly review it. As council members are aware, we're in the midst of a leadership transition with our Department of Public Works. Matt has moved on to an administrator position in a village nearby, so certainly we have a unique opportunity here. The transition's been rather enlightening so far. So we, though, with what you just said, not having a meeting until July 21, we wanted to get something in front of the council to consider to not unnecessarily lose that time. Give the crews some certainty and put a seamless transition in place so services remain uninterrupted to our stakeholders out there in the community. So with that, we spent the last couple weeks reaching out to local government management consulting firms. We contacted 4. One of them did not have interim staffing available, and you saw the 3 proposals that were submitted. I think 2 of the proposals emerged probably among all of us as top, if price wasn't the only consideration. And certainly, though, the three proposals each had unique issues and wrinkles and twists, because this wasn't us really specking out, having the time to answer questions about RFPs. It was a little bit of a, let's develop an understanding together and we'll give you a proposal based on what we think we understand your needs are. And then a little back and forth. As you can see, the one proposal didn't have recruiting services. We didn't ask that firm to. We wouldn't want to have a recruitment with that firm. And another firm had a really strong analysis component. And we still needed to sort out the staffing solution, though. And then that kind of brought me to the recommendation for McMahon. And it was a really strong proposal. Really what kind of summed up or tipped the scale to make this recommendation is really an all-in-one. We will be having a consulting interim who is also performing the analysis, and then not only building the candidate profile, what that individual would be managing and leading for the city, but also then going and finding him or her. So we thought there'd be a little more flexibility to morph this on the fly with that interim being in the seat and doing the work to control the costs. And we certainly have a really good appreciation for their understanding in a short amount of time, as well as the team, very familiar with the team that they have behind that consulting, on-site consultant. So with that, we are looking for a budget, looking for authorization to engage with McMahon. Happy to answer any questions about that or this transition. I think generally speaking, just thinking about this before I took the mic, just trying to keep Jim off the road as long as possible over there. So we were in a similar position 4.5, 5 years ago, and we like to take those opportunities to try to improve ourselves when we have staffing changes and things. At that time, we lost both our director and our assistant within a month. So probably not the right time. There wasn't a lot of continuity, confidence at that time. We were heading into winter. I believe it was November. So we did not pull back at that time. We put the solution in with Matt, and now we're here today. So with that, that's our recommendation. Happy to answer any questions on the proposals or the process.
Well, certainly appreciate you coming to us for approval on this, although I think most of it is day-to-day. Is the component that you want to work specifically with McMahon the reason you're asking for this?
I think what we're going to quickly find is the scope of what is needed for day-to-day acting director activity is going to iron out, and our crews are going to be handling a lot of that. So what will that consultant be doing with their time with us on a time and material basis? They'll be doing that organizational assessment on site.
No, I understand what they're going to be doing for you.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure. I was just surprised that you brought this to us because, needing to hire additional staffing and executive recruitment are not something you normally come to the Common Council for.
I think with the dollar amount and the length of the engagement, I was more comfortable getting your
And you
grace
have
with
a
that.
specific vendor that you want to use.
Yes.
Okay. That's it.
Yep.
I appreciate having someone close at hand charged with figuring out what we should do rather than spinning our wheels for a long time. Potentially could be a couple of years if you actually give a new person a chance to re-examine everything again before you actually pull the trigger on rationalizing and right sizing and making this whole operation more efficient. So appreciate that. And I'm staff, the resumes, and it seems to be a great organization. So I'm looking forward to the product and a seamless process. Yeah.
I can jump on that
Yeah.
point. We'd like to get from you out of this process what this new leader will be leading, what departments they'll be leading, and answer the question on the merger of the building. If that's something we want to continue to pursue or not. You see, we can get our consultant to work on that piece for us.
I'd be very biggest priority.
Try to give an objective third-party analysis on that and decide what
Get
you
a
want to do.
decision out of this, when all said and done, decision on how we're gonna move forward.
Yes, move on.
That's the most important piece.
Yep.
I think the day-to-day stuff can typically be handled by staff in consultation with your department. That is the point we need to have sooner rather than later.
The other thing you don't typically have, at least maybe as objectively, and we ask for that in the scope, is give this new leader his or her priorities for the first, what should they focus on for making big improvements, problems to solve right away, maybe personnel changes to make. Give those recommendations for that person to hit the ground running. I think that'd be really a cool thing to walk into an organization and have a little bit of a playbook to assess for yourself.
Well, it's
Of
certainly gonna
course,
make
but-
the hiring a lot easier when you can actually say, this is what you're gonna be responsible for.
Yes.
Rather than, here's this problem.
It may morph, it may not. That would be tough. So,
Anything else, Goose? You got anything? Lisa? All right, I'll take a motion on item 20.
Let's move to authorize the city administrator to engage McMahon Public Safety and Municipal Management for interim public works staffing, executive recruitment, and organizational analysis services in the amount not to exceed $75,000.
Marshall, second.
Roll call, please.
Alderwoman Marshall. Aye. Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Under miscellaneous tonight, we have item 21, that will council consider a motion to convene into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin State Statute, Section 19.85, to discuss the following. A, Section 19.85, Sub 1, Sub E, to deliberate and consider proposed terms for market, competition, and bargaining reasons and the investing of public funds relating to the potential purchase of property located at 1880 and 1998 West Creekside Crossing Circle. So I'll need a motion on that.
Let's move to convene into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin State Statute, Section 19.85, to discuss the following. A, Section 19.85, Sub 1, Sub E, Wisconsin statutes to deliberate and consider proposed terms for market competition and bargaining reasons in the investing of public funds relating to the potential purchase of property located at 1880 and 1998 West Creekside Crossing Circle.
Marshall, second.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall. Aye.
Great. Same kind of,
Ready, Ken?
what's that?
Are we ready?
Ready.
There we go. All right, we do, all right.
Let's move to reconvene into open session.
Roll call?
Alderman Guzekowski.
Here?
Ritz.
Aye.
Marshall. Aye. Gale.
Here means I in this case,
Aye.
right? Yeah.
Unless you're doing
Is that German or Yiddish for that?
Ritz moves to adjourn.
Marshall, second.
Guzekowski, aye.
That's good recovery.
Ritz, aye.
Marshall. Aye. Gale.
Aye. We're done.
Done.